they are using the references to Oath Keepers to inflame people, to get people all excited about alleged violations of the Constitution, and in using that to put a smokescreen up to cover up everything else and to dissuade the court from continuing the investigation. And the only thing DCYF did wrong was to list Oath Keepers in their affidavit, because if that had not been in the paperwork, none of us would be here today, and you would not be asking me questions.
Right. Yeah.
What is being covered up, though? I think that's what everyone's sort of trying to understand.
Well, what I would direct everybody to is to go to the Concord Monitor, concordmonitor.com, the New Hampshire newspaper, October 9th, and read the entire story of the situation written by Daniel Barrick. And in there, he puts a lot of the information that has been covered up. And those facts that are in there will explain what's going on. Right now, what's going on is just a giant attempt to smokescreen and throw the blame and the excitement off of the issues. We need to get out of the street here.
So are you here in support of your son or not?
No.
I mean, you're not here in support of your son.
Are you Jonathan's father?
Yes, I am.
Why didn't you tell us that earlier?
Because you didn't ask.
Well, you could have offered that.
He was identified earlier as that, so.
We had a long conversation with him in which he never dealt. He said he was here because of the Oath Keepers thing.
That's why I am here, supporting Oath
It would
Keepers.
be good to be forthcoming with all the information.
No, people
I
don't
guess
ask
what we're trying to
questions.
understand is what, like, as far as the information that you're sort of guiding us to, what is it that we're looking for? What is it that we're trying to uncover? And can you help us do that?
If you read that story in the Concord Monitor, because of your mouth and your actions, you're not allowed to print my picture.
Well, I'm not a reporter.
Okay. Well, it doesn't go on the internet with you
I'm just
either.
speaking up for the truth. No, I'm not going to.
The thing is that if you read the entire story by Daniel Barrick, he makes very specific references to statements by the court about the court's feeling of the situation and the court's fears on the situation. And I'm not going to sit here and throw my spin on it anymore. Read that story, and then you'll understand a lot more of the background that's out there that has been, quote-unquote, redacted from what paperwork has been transmitted to people by fax and email.
Why do you think that has happened?
Very specifically, like I just told them a minute ago, they're trying to throw a smokescreen using Oath Keepers as an excuse to get the whole case thrown out of court on a constitutional issue rather than let the facts come out in court. They're throwing up a big smokescreen, getting everybody inflamed. My rights have been violated and all this. Use that as an excuse to people to not look at the whole story and not find what the rest of those 22 paragraphs in the affidavit were all about.
And so you're saying that the other 22 things are printed somewhere?
Some of them are referenced in that Concord Monitor story, yes.
Will we be able to get...
Do you believe that your son molested or abused the baby or Stephanie's other two children?
I have made statements about that previously, and I was suggested by counsel that I don't make any statements on that at this time. But like I said, I'm not here to support Jonathan. I'm here to support the removal of any references to Oath Keepers from the court affidavit because those are wrong to be there.
So it's a safe assumption that by the fact that you won't support your son that you do probably think that that's the case. And that's probably what we will find in that article.
Everybody can assume what they want, but if you read the article, I'm not in the article. I had nothing to do with the article. In fact, it was 2 o'clock in the morning after the whole thing happened that a friend of mine notified me that it was out there.
So you think that the article is a little bit more believable than the rest of the material that's being put out?
The article, if you read that article, will bring a lot of things to light.
So you stand behind what's in the article then?
It was October 9th, Concord Monitor, front page story written by Daniel Barrick. And if you go on the concordmonitor.com website...
He's here today, isn't he?
No, he's got a representative here, though. His wife's in the process of having a baby. So.
I hope they get to take it home with them.
We overheard your wife, or former wife, making some allegations about you.
That's correct. I knew that was going to happen. That's part of throwing the smoke screen up there that was threatened against me, verbally and in an email.
So you two are separated, that's obvious,
We've been divorced for 11 years now.
Okay.
Now, I just have a quick question because I know that she said that some of the allegations against you were also documented. Is that correct, or is that...
There is one incident that resulted as part of it was wrapped up within the divorce.
Okay.
It was a simple assault.
Okay.
So
And the restraining order, I think she said, that was also involved. Is that not?
that was 11 years ago. That was standard operating procedure for the divorce.
Gotcha.
So, but it's typical to any vicious divorce. Accusations thrown back and forth, things being said to try to bolster the case, get more money out of the settlement, all that sort of stuff, and it went on.
I understand.
I've never said I was perfect.
Do you believe the child should be returned to the parents?
I'm not going to answer that question.
What about the new information that's come out? Can you testify to that?
What new information?
The new information about
child was
the
abused
child's
while in
condition, about being abused while in foster care?
What I would suggest they look at is a medical condition which is not uncommon in little children, particularly little girls or newborns. It's called pseudomenses. Pseudomense. Look it up.
Do you know
I think
who-
I read
who the
about
foster
this
family
in
that
a blog comment.
the baby was in custody of?
Excuse me?
Interesting. I had a daughter, and she never bled from her vagina when I had her.
No, I don't.
It's an honor.
But the child was sent to a sex abuse specialist.
Correct.
Which is standard procedure in any case where anything is considered that.
I also I believe that there was also a hair found in the child's diaper,
Well-
and it was ignored as far as being taken and used for
That is-
evidence as well.
That is what is being said by people that, the authorities are ignoring the hair and everything. That's yet to be seen.
Okay.
Now you're saying using old people as in the affidavit is a smokescreen. You ever reason why they would be using a smokescreen?
Well,
What issues should we be concentrating on if we shouldn't be concentrating on oath keepers?
well, again, I've been
the article.
suggested by counsel not to say much more, but
If
you
we
read-
reference that article,
if you read that article, you will see it.
Here's what makes me wonder is when you say smokescreen to now look at other issues. I mean, if they didn't use oath keepers, I don't think all these cameras.
Exactly. If Oath Keepers was not mentioned in the report at all, none of us would be here. You would have not known anything about the baby being taken into custody.
Do you think people are going to look a lot deeper into whatever the situation is? Because
I'm
of all
hoping.
this
I'm
attention?
hoping that they do. I'm hoping that they do.
What's the name of the article? I'm trying to search John Irish.
No, if you go, are you on the? It's a couple. Baby took our state took our baby. It's the front page, October 9th.
Concord Monitor.
Concord
Front
Monitor.
page.